How's everybody? It was a hell of a night. Yeah, even he agrees. He's already been out. So if you hear him, it's, I don't know. He might be begging to go out again, but it's supposed to rain, and I still have one outside that she's going to get a rude of awakening when it starts to rain, and she's not here. Isn't it how we learn? Animals too. So, a few things I'm going to read. Found an old journal. January 27th, 2016. Romans 12:2. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will for you. I was like, wow, not a lot has changed. And I got some angel numbers, 1414, light up. This week is going to be about some very large, and I'm talking very large mood swings. And you have to feel into them and figure out what is you and what they're trying to throw on you. They're doing a really good job, honestly. A lot of things that we fall into, a lot of things that we do based on what we hear from others. And, you know, those in power want to make it a certain way. So you're going to have mood swings. There's a constructive outlook, and there's going to be some respect, family, quality time. Taking chances, success, knowledge, friendship, impatience, freedom, and optimism. That's 0303. 222. A lot of you have done the work and are coming into alignment, which is beautiful. Connections, friendships, romantic relationships, family ties, balance, life choices, compromise, commitment, and trust. Then 777. Good luck, contentment, prosperity, abundance, spiritual awakening, and divine intervention. I've posted it. I've said it. World War III is a spiritual war. It's about your mind. It's about them getting into your mind, which they have been doing and programming people for a very long time. How do these people get the entire world to shut down and stay home? They programmed you. And people like myself, I had a fellow soul sister post something this morning about, people not seeing things. Well, because people like me and her have been shadow banned for a lot of things. Some things they'll let through, some things they won't let through. Because the things that we talk about don't seem real, don't seem like it would even be anything. But the thing is, your mind is so powerful, and what you feed it with is what is starting to happen. So if you're feeding it junk and news and stuff versus nature and good food and positive things and positive spins, why do you think you're depressed? You have control of your mind. And I speak from experience because I've been there. I was in the hospital in 2010. 9 days. Lockdown. So exhausted. I have never been so tired my entire life. And they diagnosed me with situational depression. But my family and the baby daddies and everybody, oh, she's an alcoholic. She's a drug addict. They spun their story like never before and tried to get it out to everybody. But the thing was, I didn't have not a thing in my system. I wasn't as big of a weed smoker back then. Nothing. No alcohol, no drugs of any kind. Nothing. But what did they do? They put me on drugs and things, which was fine because it was only temporary. And I only took them for about 6 months until my serotonin levels started to become better, because your brain, it fires certain things. And if things are firing and missing because there's calcification or there's things that have happened, it doesn't fire the same. So probably one of my big awakenings back then. I really didn't see it because I was still dealing with a second husband that, teaches on. I wish him well, and I hope he figures it out for himself. But there's a lot of people that I have seen from my life over the times that are stuck in those patterns. They can't get out of them. They live the same thing all the time. Day in, day out, day in, day out. They don't have any goals. They even move back to the neighborhoods and places that they used to live when they were happy, thinking that's going to change it. It's not. It's only going to change it when you decide to change it and decide to listen to yourself in your inners, in your knowing that there's more to this world than appears. There are things that want us to be a certain way. And those of us who aren't, can be controlled, are crazy, are this, are that. And it's funny when you watch the ones that have been called that, and they're the ones that have been speaking their minds and telling things and telling their truth and telling their stories, are now not seeming so crazy. It's very hard right now to know what's real. It's very hard to know what is their agenda. But I've said this a million times. When you can sit with yourself in silence and you hear, and not the shitty, you're an idiot, you're a fuck up, you're any of that, that's not you. The good you can do this. I have faith in you. I love you. Those things are what you need to be listening to. And it doesn't mean you're not going to have emotions about things, because you are going to have emotions about things. It's just life. But when you choose to do better for yourself and quit listening to all the shit and decide, and it doesn't mean that you're not part of things. You just do them a little bit differently. And yes, you can go out and drink and do some things and whatnot. But it's not your everyday life. And it's not where you look, I always say, what is that one thing you go to when you're stressed out? That's your addiction. I don't really have vices anymore. I more have things that I enjoy to do. But I am also somebody who has kept to herself for a very, very long time now. And I haven't listened to the outside world. And even as little communication that I have gotten even from my children, I know that it's a stepping stone for them either understanding or not understanding. And maybe in this life, I've already done my job for them. And now it's up to them to decide what they want to do. But the good part, and this I do know, is that my children are loving, caring, giving individuals who have learned to set boundaries. And they learn to set boundaries because of me. And they've done it with me. And if they can do it with me, they can do it with anybody. And that's what I've learned. You know what? We're only in their lives for a short period of time to teach them and to show them. But it doesn't mean that you're going to be in everything. And I think, honestly, that's where a lot of codependency comes into play. But it makes the parent feel good when they call a lot and they can't solve their own stuff. To talk to them every day, to have control of their opinions. It's not your job, especially when they become adults. Do Do I feel we should him out at 18? No. My son lived with me till he was 22. I don't know, maybe a little older. I can't. Age is just a number in my book. It's about how you feel about yourself and about the things that you like to do. My life has been so serene and so much more quiet. And yes, I've had people I've had to deal with that, well, whatever, doesn't matter. They choose to want to drink their lives away, do illicit drugs that make them not feel, get into regimens of either working out a shit ton, eating a shit, there's always something. Anything in too much is a problem. You just got to figure out what those are for you. And are we going to be perfect? Absolutely not. We're human. We're here to figure that out. So this is what I heard this morning. And I love that dancing is a good way to tell someone you love them. When yesterday's thing was dance it out. So, this week shall be life-changing. My animals have wanted to be outside more. Grounding. In their element. Choosing to be stronger versus harder. They have always been my baseline. My connection to nature. They have been more attached and take turns in sleeping on my chest. The last week and a half, it's been strange. The power of 3 and the pyramids have always been an interest for me. The more I dig, the more I realize the control they have had over our minds. I hope many of you are waking to the idea of being your best self. Whatever that looks like for you. Do what you love and make better choices for yourself. Continue to grow in love of self to share with others. Be love to show love. Set boundaries and show gratitude daily for even the small things. Dance out the energy and absorb the good. Wrote that even before I looked at what it said there. You are truly an amazing soul who has things to do. Just do it. Enough for now and always. You'll always have enough. Do you not understand that the universe will always provide for you? It always has provided for you, even in the worst, because you've overcame those things. Why? Because you trusted in yourself. It's only when you don't trust in yourself that things go and get harder. I'm a true testament to that. So, pull the fairy card. Number 9. Number 9 is about completions. The blue. The blue. Merry Christmas. This week must be about things. Merry Christmas things. Celestial realms, freedom and release. This hits for me. The celestite fairies are elemental spirits of the air who contain the essence of the clouds and the skies. They are said to dwell on mountaintops. Where do I live? In each of our meditations on, can't say the word, celestite, we were given glimpses of ethereal spirits who would come into form if asked but couldn't be made to stay. They are the most elusive of fairies. In one vision, they were angelic beings living in a city made out of pale blue crystals. In another, they were delicate beings, so light as to be almost transparent, their presence heralded by music. Sylphs are traditionally creatures of wide open spaces who keep to the high places, and yet their energy can be touched through celestite. On one hand, her presence is a joyful glimpse of purest freedom, a sign you can shed the things that restrict and hold you down, that this is the time to let your spirit soar. On the other, she is a creature who cannot be held. Often her card appears when you're holding tightly to something that needs to be released. Let it go, she tells you. Some things were never meant to be possessed. What do you need to let go of? What do you need to do differently? All the material things in the world you can't take with you. You don't own other people. They're there to be shared. And everybody's Everybody's family, called in family, is different. Have you chosen yours? Do you know who lights you up? Do you know who brings you down? Do you know who's a suck on your energy and every time you leave them you feel drained? That's what happens. Figure it out. You know what's best for you. Love yourself so you can love others.